Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of the RobCast. And I am so thrilled because Rozzi is in the Backhouse. Welcome, Rozzi.
Hello.
I've been thinking about this one for a while.
I know, I'm so excited.
This one was meant to be.
This was meant to be.
Okay, so Rozzi is here with guitar player Brandon, and you're going to do a few songs off the new album.
Yep.
And the doors are open, so I'm going to make my usual disclaimer about my neighbors who might decide to jackhammer in the next 37 minutes, or the usual ubiquitous police helicopters, but it's just that beautiful of a day.
I really hope it's right in the middle of a heartbreaking
Yes.
breakup song.
Yes, all of a sudden the neighbor's dog will have a conniption. And it's November, of course, so it's 99 degrees or something. So if you hear, I'm just going to make that... there will be singing, there will be guitar playing and chatting, and there'll also be, who knows, whatever sounds. The dog is coming and going. So you're going to play us a few songs, and then I have all sorts of questions about music in your life and the business and what you're doing next and all that. So what's the first song you're going to do?
The first song we're going to play for you is a song called Joshua Tree that came out in September, and it's on the new album. It's just, we've been slowly releasing some of the songs, and this is one of the ones that came out a little early, and it's my personal favorite. And yeah, here we go. I'm selfish. I always made your problems about me. I can't help it. I wish I had a little empathy for you. But that night that you told me that I don't work hard enough, told me I cried too much, ripped me to pieces, then called it love. Oh, and I never handled it quite like I wanted to. What was I supposed to do, knowing that both of us had enough? But when you think of me, I hope you think of Joshua Tree that summer where the road went on forever. No end in sight for us. When you think of me, I hope you think of the letters that I sent you from across town just 'cause I missed you when the worst was yet to come. 'Cause you know I do when I think of you. Yeah, you know I do when I think of you. You're careless, always saying things you didn't mean. Took me for granted and expected me to find the in-between. No. But that night that I told you that I wouldn't marry you, swear I could feel from the floor to the ceiling your walls came up. So then I'd pull you closer and you push me further, and nothing would matter. We kept getting sadder and called it love. But when you think of me, I hope you think of Joshua Tree that summer where the road went on forever. No end in sight for us. When you think of me, I hope you think of the letters that I sent you from across town just 'cause I missed you when the worst was yet to come. 'Cause you know I do when I think of you. Yeah, you know I do when I think of you. I think of New Year's in San Francisco, drunk on my roof looking at you wrapped up in your coat. So tell me, my dear, what do you think? Don't you remember why we fell in love? Oh, when you think of me, I hope you think of Joshua Tree that summer where the road went on forever. No end in sight for us. When you think of me, I hope you think of the letters that I sent from across town just 'cause I missed you when the worst was yet to come, 'cause you know I do. When I think of you, oh baby, yeah, you know I do. When I think of you, yeah, I think of you, I think of you, baby. Are you thinking about me, baby? I'm thinking about you, yeah. Yay.
That song, I know, I get like choked up. Kristen Bell, by the way, is over in the corner just wiping the tears.
Oh, no.
You first sent me that song
Yeah.
before you first released it.
Yeah.
And Kristen and I were on a road trip, and I was like, oh, Rozzi sent me one of the new singles, and we listened to it, and we're like, whoa. Because I was wondering where you were going to go.
Yeah.
Because your voice is such a force. Would your new songs like try to match that, or would they go some other direction?
Right.
And it's all like sparse and stripped down. And what's interesting is Kristen heard the song, she's like, oh, it's like sad but hopeful. It's like choosing to remember the good.
Yeah.
Even if something's ending. She's
Yeah.
like, this is like a really interesting, all these different emotions are sitting side by side and the song just lets them.
Yeah.
Does that resonate with you?
Totally. I mean, I think the thing that I've written so much in the past few years, and the thing that I always come back to is I can't go wrong if I just say exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
If I'm just completely honest, it's kind of just like a rule for me that then it's like there's no question of does this make sense? Does this work? Is this believable? Because it's just true.
It's true.
Yeah.
And all these things that would seem to be contradictory sit side by side.
Yeah.
And it's fine. 'Cause
Exactly.
That's how life is.
Exactly.
It has no need to resolve all of it.
Exactly.
It just, do you write with guitar player, piano player, or do you play them yourself? How does it come?
Truly awful piano player. So I usually the way I write is I like to write my lyrics by myself first.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, like I have a little coffee shop and I'll just like journal to myself in the corner, and I write little poems usually, just because, like I said, like these songs, I want them to be so personal that sometimes I can't just go into a room with someone and like say it. It's easier if I can just read something and then we like know where to start from. So I usually bring in like a lyric concept into a room with someone who's better at an instrument than me,
Right.
and we like jam basically.
When did you first start singing?
I started singing. I was always singing. The first time I knew I wanted to be a singer was the first grade talent show. I sang a Jewel song, and then I sat down in the bleachers. I was literally 6, and I was just like, oh, that's what it just chose me. And I swear I've never been that sure about anything ever again in my life. I just knew that.
Really? Mm-hmm. Did you know at 6, oh, I can do something that other people can't? I mean, we all sing, it's a democracy, I get it.
Yeah.
But did you have some sense that something was coming up from within you that was not normal?
Yes. To be honest, like I think I had a bit of a delusion where I thought I was like a truly amazing, like gifted child singer, and I certainly wasn't. Like I've watched videos and I was mediocre at best. Like just I didn't have a great voice, but I really believed that I did.
So
which
you weren't the
is weird.
7-year-old on Ellen?
No, 0%.
That freakish sort of like
No.
that's just weird.
No, like I could totally sing, and it was like that's really cute that she's singing. But it wasn't like, whoa. I think the first time I started to get like real attention for it, I was probably like 13. But then up until then, in my head, I was Christina Aguilera, just slaying.
Oh, that is fascinating. Well,
Yeah.
what do you want to do another one?
Yeah.
As the helicopter goes overhead?
Yes.
Do you want to do another song?
Yeah. This one, let's do 2 minutes. This song I wrote this song the day after the 2016 presidential election. And I remember thinking I was going to write some like angry, like screamo metal song or something. But I ended up going in the room, and it was one of the rare occasions where I didn't have usually, like I said, I have like a lyric, and I didn't because I was just like so thrown by the night that my friend Katie Perlman, who I write with all the time, we just like chatted for like 2 hours about it. And it ended up being this whole song about like beauty. And like self-worth, because I just was so consumed by the fact that so many women voted for someone who didn't seem to value their worth beyond their appearance, and it caught me off guard, because this song doesn't sound like a political song in any way, but it kind of is in a weird way. And it's one of the ones that like has stuck around for the longest, and it's finally coming out in 2 weeks, and it's called 2 Minutes. Here you go. Wait, sorry, one more time.
Oh, like a
yeah, okay.
1, 2, 3.
My dad, he told me that I could be anything. Worry about grades, not your face, and you'll reach your dreams. But my mom, she might as well have been a beauty queen. And maybe that was all I'd see. Maybe that got hard for me. Too much time stuck in the mirror and in my mind. Trust in my eyes when I know they lie. But then I realize I don't have to be the girl I was before. 'Cause I'm 2 minutes from growing up. Say bye to the girl. Swear to God I've had enough. 2 fingers to the world. 2 minutes from growing up. Gonna see who I am when I don't give a damn. Ooh, ooh. My guy, he tells me I'm crazy for seeing things. Need him to tell me he wants me 10 times a week. It must be a symptom of scars from a younger me. But honestly, I'm fucking bored. I've always wanted something more. And I'm 2 minutes from growing up. Say bye to the girl. Swear to God I've had enough. 2 fingers to the world. 2 minutes from growing up. Gonna see who I am when I don't give a damn. Yeah. I'm 2 minutes from growing up. Say bye to the girl. Swear to God I've had enough. 2 fingers to the world. 2 minutes from growing up. Gonna see who I am when I don't give a damn at all. Too much time stuck in the mirror and in my mind. Trust in my eyes when I know they lie. But then I realize I don't have to be the girl I was before. Ooh, yeah. I swear to God I've had enough. Ooh, yeah, I'm 2 minutes from growing up. Gonna see who I am when I don't give a damn. Ooh, babe. Yeah. Said, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go for good. I can get down with myself like I knew I could. Hey.
Oh my word. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
You know, in art history, they talk about how in times of like oppressive regimes, dictatorships, when there's too much order
Yeah.
and structure, then art often is like wild and chaotic. But then in times of when it's wild and chaotic, order, art tends to move towards order, beauty,
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
and that it's often like the release valve
Yeah.
for whatever a society isn't getting enough of, essentially.
Oh, yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
And it's interesting to me on the night after the election, I kept thinking, this will be so interesting because so much art about beauty, order, virtue, character, dignity.
Yep. I had the exact same thought.
Will come out of this.
Yeah, I remember thinking this is going to be, the silver lining is I feel like this will be good for art.
And now a couple years later, this is one of your songs.
Yeah, there you go.
Are you tired after you sing?
It totally depends. Like right now, I had like a bit of a annoying like laryngitis situation with singing all week. So like sometimes like today it's a little bit more than normal, but if I'm on tour and I'm like singing all the time, actually I feel like I could sing forever. When I'm, like, in
Road
shape.
Strong.
Yes.
Road Strong.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, that is the best.
Yeah.
We were at a wedding recently and you sang.
Yes.
In a tent on top of a mountain.
It was unbelievable. You officiated.
It was a good time. But Black Sage Mesa. Shout out to Black Sage Mesa. But you covered, so ladies and gentlemen, there were, RobCast listeners, there were 250 people at the wedding in a tent on top of a mountain. But Rozzi got up and sang, "You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman." Mm-hmm. We were in the very back corner of the tent. And it was like electric.
Thank you.
Are you aware, like you're doing something that's filling space? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And great performers are deeply tuned into the moving of energy around space.
Yeah.
Are you aware? We're filling the tent here.
Yeah, I know the feeling for sure.
Does it come upon you? Is it
That's
a
a good
gift you're
question.
giving? How do you think about it, like spatially or metaphorically?
It's such a ooh, yeah, the wind came. It's such a, I mean, I feel like you must know what I'm talking about too. With any kind of performing, I feel like it's like this wave is how it feels to me. It feels kind of like a thing that starts kind of low and just kind of like comes through you.
Oh, yeah.
Is how it feels like to me. And for me,
that's
there's
a good description.
Yeah, there's like a feeling before I go sing that actually going back to like that first grade talent show, I can remember the same. It's kind of like the jitters turn in. It's a kinetic energy or something. It's like the nerves or something turn into something that then becomes this like sound wave through you or something. Is how it feels like to me.
Yes.
Maybe that's like what people call the muse or something. It feels like a wave, I guess.
Are you? Do you have nerves? Are you jittery?
Always.
Are you?
I always get nervous.
Oh,
Yeah.
me too.
But not in a bad way.
Me too. I get nervous before RobCast episodes in my Backhouse. I get like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, I know, totally.
Here we go.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I think that's the energy. It's like that's like the thing that's like coming that you need to get out, and that's what people feel.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good thing when I feel nervous.
And at some level, you're summoning something larger than yourself that you're hoping will move through other people.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's people ask me sometimes like, "What is your main goal?" And I would say it's connecting, and it feels like an energy. Mm-hmm. It feels like the energy is what connects me. That's why I like to perform so much. It's like there's that invisible link. Like you're saying, there's like there's a space filled that other people can feel.
Yes.
And I just am like addicted to that feeling.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
You know, of like putting out an energy and having somebody else hold on to it or something and getting it back.
Absolutely. You know, there was a British theologian named Dorothy Sayers who talked about how there's a 3-part movement to all creativity. That there is the idea.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to do. Then there is the energetic outworking of the idea. So it's the sweat of the songwriting. It's grabbing the mic and performing it. And then there is the thing that is present in the work that is bigger than the work. There is the spirit present in it that you can feel whatever it is.
Yeah.
But her argument was that it's Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, Trinitarian. That all creativity has a Trinitarian 3-part relationship dimension to it.
That's beautiful.
And that you can do all of the energetic working of it, but if it's a bad idea, and you can have a great idea, but without the energetic outworking of it, it can be a great song, but if it isn't flowing through the fullness of the person. And then there's that thing that's lacking in spirit where it's technically perfect and wonderful and they worked very hard at it, and yet it just sort of just falls flat. Do you, so when you are writing, do you have moments where you're like, oh, that's it?
For sure.
You're like you're writing the song, but you're searching.
For sure. And that's also an energy. It's like a feeling. I mean, part of it is like a muscle. I think you just get better at recognizing it, like at recognizing a good idea. But there is that feeling of like, ooh, that's a good idea is almost better than executing the idea. You know?
Oh, right.
It's like, oh yes, that's like, there's something in there. It's such a good feeling.
All of my books start with a great, oh, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Then there's a middle period
for
of,
sure.
This is just a slog.
Worst. Yeah.
And then towards the end, you're like, oh yeah, this is why I fell in love with this.
Yeah.
But the middle period is...
For sure. But then every once in a while, I mean, I guess songs are unique because they're so short, like compared to a book.
Yes.
But every once in a while, there's a song that just comes out so fast that it's almost like unfair. It's just like, that's when I think, like, what's that?
But all the other songs that you wrote were the writing of that song.
Exactly. Oh, totally agree.
Oh, okay, did I just steal your thought?
No, totally. Yeah, it's like, actually, this is maybe a good, for one of the next songs I think we were thinking of playing is a song called Uphill Battle of mine. And it's a song that the actual writing of it went pretty quickly. It kind of we just wrote it one day. It kind of just came out. I remember just kind of like improvising the bridge. It just kind of happened. But I had been trying to talk about what I was writing about, I swear, for years. I'd been trying to write the song for years. And I don't know why the day that it happened. But it's like you're saying, it's like all the slogging before was actually like contributing to that 3 hours where it just was like, there's a song.
And this idea that a thing has its time.
Yeah.
And if it's too early, that this thing is waiting to come into the world and be given birth, and it will come in its own time. And when you've had it knocked around forever, and then all of a sudden it takes the form that it's supposed to.
Yep.
So mysterious.
Yeah, it is really mysterious.
So weird. Okay, so what's the song?
Okay, so this is a song called Uphill Battle that, it's like if I look at like some of the songs I wrote back in school and like earlier, other songs I'd been writing around the same time, it's like I'd been like pointing at this idea, but I just hadn't really articulated it until this day. And it's about recognizing flaws in yourself and finding the beauty in them is how I would describe it. It's called Uphill Battle. Cried on your shoulder right there in the kitchen. Our friends in the next room so close they could listen. And I don't know why I laugh when I cry. I'm not the girl that you thought you were getting. I'm way more complex, yeah, I got them sharp edges. I'm solid as ice, oh, but I break all the time. If I were a different girl, it'd be simpler, that's for sure. Wouldn't it be nice to be a cool wind, always keep it breezy? Ooh yeah, but I am not that easy. No, I am who I am, and I am a lot to handle. You do the best you can, but I am an uphill battle. Yeah. You say I act like it's my job to get so emotional. Hell, it's my business to get so emotional. About to lose it, hey, just below the surface. Hey, walking around with a knot in my stomach. I got you so high, now we're ready to plummet. Going down, going down, going down, going down. Hey, but if I were a different girl, it'd be simpler, that's for sure. Wouldn't it be nice to be a cool wind, always keep it breezy? Ooh yeah, but I am not that easy. No, I am who I am, and I am a lot to handle. You do the best you can, but I am an uphill battle. I'll be your solid ground, and I'll be your biggest gamble. You do So baby, baby, keep on climbing. I'll wrap my arms around you tight. I'll take you to the highest mountain. I'll take you to the top tonight. 'Cause if I were a different girl, yeah, it'd be simpler, that's for sure. But you know you wouldn't get the sparks from the clash, high from the crash. Curse ain't a kiss, they won't make this thing last. No, I am who I am, and I am a lot to handle. You do the best you can, but I am, and I feel better. I'll be your solid ground, and I'll be your biggest gamble. You do the best you can, but I am, and I feel better. Ooh, and I feel better. And I feel better. Hey, hey, yeah. Brandon Bay, ladies and gentlemen, playing those piano parts on the guitar like like a champion.
It's so. First off, the song is great.
Thank you.
I'm so struck with how spare and pulled back the everything sounds,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is such a it's I don't want to say it's like a grown up move.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah.
To not just have like the 70-person string section.
Totally. Yeah. And we, like that song, same with Joshua Tree, we experimented with adding stuff. We talked about the strings. Like Joshua Tree, we did a whole other arrangement. We tried that stuff and it just took away from the.
Right. It's like clutter.
Yeah. And honestly, both of those, like the actual recordings that are out on the internet, are more or less just the demo from the day I wrote it, a live vocal take. Because there's something that always happens to me. It's like, I'll just write the song and I'll just sing it. And then we'll go back like 6 months later and like, let's re-sing it and try and make it perfect. And then we always end up going back to the demo because there's just something in the moment when you're writing it that you can feel. So.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
and that's a pattern.
Yeah.
When you go back later to polish it and fix it and take out the blips and squeaks, you go, actually, the original.
Like so many times that's happened to me.
Really?
Like over and over. We'll go in and it's like, I get it. The label will be like, we love it. Let's get the perfect vocal. Cause that's what you think to do. Like, why wouldn't
Yeah.
we,
Yeah.
you spent 6 hours writing a song, you record it in the last 40 minutes. Like that's not going to be the best vocal, but it is often, at least for me, just because I'm such a, singing for me is so about what I'm singing about.
Yeah.
You know, they're so connected that it's like
Yeah.
you kind of lose something if you're out of that feeling months later.
Yeah. This is why kids are so much fun at Christmas, is because they're opening the present, but they're not also going, look at me opening the present.
Yeah.
There's only one of them.
Yeah.
And then in adulthood, you begin to be a witness to your own thing.
Yeah.
Oh, look at me be ironic.
Totally.
And you're split now. You're both here and
Right.
outside of yourself, watching yourself have the experiencing, commenting on it for others.
That's exactly what it's like.
And it's fascinating. Your gig, your thing only works, or my thing, or everybody's thing.
Yeah.
It only works if you're only in one place.
Yep.
This is the thing I'm doing. If I'm like, does this sound okay? Is this good or
Yeah.
not?
And
then
also,
it ruins it.
If you like if you're thinking about it too much and like you kind of it's like you can hear, I guess what you're saying, you can hear the thinking, or like
Absolutely.
there's too much room for me to do a whole bunch of crazy stuff that you don't need, and it just kind of takes away.
Right. It's like there's two of you, the one singing the song and the one listening to the one singing
Yes,
the song.
exactly. Yeah.
Analyzing it and scrutinizing it and critiquing it.
Yeah.
And we, the listener, don't know what that is, but we know something's not everything it could be. That's fascinating. Now, we had this conversation, well, I guess it would have been in July, about you came into music business and had like the sign with a label, the sort of stereotypical get signed and get promoted, and then that didn't work.
Yeah. Well, when I was 19, Adam Levine from Maroon 5 heard a song that I wrote and just like invented a label to sign me and took me on this kind of like, at least from a distance, this kind of fairy tale like experience. 4 years, I was touring with them all the time, living on their buses. I would sing
on Maroon 5.
On Maroon 5 tours, and I would sing.
So you're 19 opening for Maroon 5.
Yeah, by the time I actually, maybe I was like 21. Brandon was there.
and this was like living the dream.
Yeah, I mean, I would come out and I would sing the Christina Aguilera part on Moves Like Jagger every night at like Madison Square Garden. I mean, it was insane. I was a student. I literally was like, had to be part-time in college so I could go on tour with Maroon 5, And it was amazing, but it was amazing separate from the artistry. The artistry wasn't thriving in that experience. That wasn't what it was giving me. It was giving me other things, which were incredible and I'm grateful for. But it needed to kind of tumble for me to not only like identify who I am and what I want, but to realize like the importance of prioritizing the artistry more than anything else. I needed that crazy experience to not go as planned in order for that to happen.
And then did the label stuff fall apart?
Yeah, so I was signed to Adam, and we parted ways after 4 years, and then there's been more major label drama since then. I've been through a lot of music industry ups and downs, and the biggest thing for me now is trying to. So we were talking about at the wedding, like to see it as this empowering thing that I can be in charge of everything. I can decide what I write, what I share, what I put out, who I am, and not have this like kind of traditional idea in my mind that success would include some like giant, powerful company stamp to validate it. Because and to be honest, like they can be amazing, but they also can really seriously get in your way and stop you from making art. So that's not really something I'm willing to give up.
Yeah. It's so interesting to me how many people, it's like you have to experience that to see, that there's a number of things that promises it can't deliver. Mm-hmm. And that actually building this with my own integrity and soul woven through the whole thing is the way to go. It's
also like the longevity way to do it, I think.
Yes. Absolutely. Because you're like playing this long game.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Okay, so, you should do another song. You have one more?
We have one more. So this is the title track of my album. The album's called Bad Together. And it kind of tells the story of a relationship from start to finish. The song is really sad. The story is actually kind of funny, though, when I wrote it. So I just gone through a breakup, and my best friend and I wanted to go out of town. So I wanted to get out of town, and I made her come with me. So we went to some like random hotel in Laguna Beach, and you can tell me later if this kind of story isn't allowed, and we could cut it out. But I'm going to try and see what happens.
Isn't allowed?
Yeah.
What in the world?
And so we were at this hotel that was like just some last minute hotel we could get into, cheap place. And they were, for some reason, like incredibly adamant that nobody smoke anywhere. There were signs everywhere like no smoking anywhere, really aggressive. I don't smoke cigarettes. I rarely smoke weed. But there was something about all these signs that made me like, we have to smoke weed somehow.
It's a sacred prohibition. If you're told enough not to do something, suddenly you find yourself like, why? What's
I was
the
like,
problem?
I have to. And I was just been going through a breakup. I was in a state. So my friend and I felt like we were 15, like hiding in a parking lot, hiding from this hotel, trying to smoke a joint. And it was really funny. And I ended up writing all these lyrics that night. And then I went back to the studio on Monday with two of my favorite collaborators, this artist Rabel, who's amazing, and this writer Eric Leva, who's also amazing. And they very graciously, they're the kind of writers that are special, where they're not just really talented writers, they're also just like most like empathetic, cozy people, which is so nice when you're writing about your own life. Because I just went in there and like we just like talked about all of our experiences, and I share my story, and then they share theirs. And
Did you say they're cozy people?
They're cozy people.
I've never heard that before. I get that. I haven't heard that, but I get it.
You know what I mean?
That's good. That's a good one.
Yeah, they're safe,
Yes.
And I had written this poem and had this idea called Bad Together. And we wrote this song that is one of those songs that I didn't even think it was good, because I didn't really think anything of it. I just wrote it
because I needed to get the emotions out. And I was just assuming it was one of those songs that was just for me and no one would ever want to hear, really. And then I sent it to everyone. Everyone's like, this is my favorite song. One of those moments, I wasn't even thinking about them. It was just about me. And yeah, this is Bad Together. And we have never played this before. So it's an adventure. Here we go. It was the 4th of July. We caught the very last flight. I put my head on your shoulder to watch all the fireworks light up the sky. Tell me, did you know it then? What you saying tonight? That you're too much of a mess to be giving your best, and I'm sorry, goodbye. So I'll get up, I know I'll be fine. I don't wanna be fine without you. This love is no good, and it was never getting better. But my love, if I could, oh, I would stay with you forever. I wanna be bad together. So I put away all your shirts. What you can't see doesn't hurt. I gotta get out of town 'cause the city is haunted and you were here first. Oh, and I know it's too soon to say, 'cause it's been a week and a day. But if you came here tonight, even though you should leave, I would beg you to stay. This love is no good, and it was never getting better. But my love, if I could, oh, I would stay with you forever. I wanna be bad together. Yeah, I know that we're bad together. So I'll get up, I know I'll be fine. I don't wanna be fine without you. This love is no good, and it was never getting better. But my love, if I could, oh, I would stay with you forever. I wanna be bad together. Oh, yeah, I wanna be bad together.
I can totally see why your friends are like, I don't know how. Do you go back to all those experiences and emotions when you sing that? I don't know how you would sing that from a distance. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm doing there and I wasn't even there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm feeling it and I wasn't feeling it.
Usually, actually, I kind of go to wherever that feeling has evolved to.
Now, yeah.
And even if it's a different one, it's like more I can feel it more or something, and it
Yeah,
connects
yeah.
me back to the original one, I guess is how I would describe that. But yeah, it feels good though. You know what? Like even when it's a sad thing that I'm going back to, it's very cathartic. I mean, it just feels like I'm releasing something every time I sing it.
Have you ever done a song like that or that song live, and nobody clapped or cheered, and the people? Have you ever had people respond to your singing like I don't want to? I just need to sit for a second.
Like silence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I don't really
Because I'm tugged in two different. I'm tugged in. That was so amazing. Yeah,
and we're like, let me just
So I'm assuming that you're probably familiar with that response to your singing.
Yeah, I think so. I've kind of gotten used to, after opening doing so many tours where I open for people, I've gotten used to kind of like totally discrediting how the audience is responding. Because sometimes, I mean, it's like, it doesn't really mean anything. There have been times where I've had audiences give me so much love theoretically, but then I didn't really see any, they didn't come and try and meet me after, whatever. It's like, I've learned that the audience is lying to me all the time. So
Yes. You have to be driven by some larger force than just the instantaneous response, because that can be all over the place depending on.
Yeah.
These songs, there's a
Thank
whole
you.
album of these?
Yes.
That was a
whole
segue.
Album.
The new album is releases what date?
November 16th. So I don't know if this will be, if it maybe it's already out by now.
So
Who knows?
exciting.
Yeah. Very excited. I've been dreaming and dying to put out a full-length album my whole career life. And this is the first album ever. And I've never felt like I've really totally like articulated and expressed like who I really feel like I am until this album. And so like in a weird way, I kind of feel like I'm giving, this is going to sound insane, I feel like I'm like kind of giving birth to myself by putting this album out.
Sure.
I feel like
Absolutely.
day one is how it feels like in my life, kind of. I'm very excited to have it out in the world.
Oh, it feels it feels like that.
Yeah.
Like for all of us, you sort of have to work through your art and your work and push through all the different influences and all the different to get, this is the thing I'm here to do.
Totally.
Yeah, this feels, so I assume Spotify, iTunes, all the usual.
All the places.
And then Rozzi, Rozzi.
Yes.
Where else do people find out what you're up to?
All the social things. I have all the Instagram, Twitter, whatever your choice is. And it's at This Is Rozzi. It's my handle.
Is Rozzi.
Yes, that's me.
It's only one name, ladies and gentlemen. How would you ever forget Rozzi? I'm even going to spell it for you again. Rozzi. This is Rozzi in the Backhouse.
Hey!
I'm so glad you came by.
This is so fun. You ask the most fun, unique questions. It's so great. Usually
That's my goal.
I ask the same stuff, and this is so different. I love it. It's been great.
Well, I think what you're doing is really profound and significant, and I'm so happy that this music is coming out. And then you're touring?
We have no
Here and
tour.
there?
Well, I have, like, if you're in LA or New York, or I'm from San Francisco, there's some stuff. Ooh, I have one really cool thing. If anybody out there happens to be in Sun Valley, there's this unbelievable ballerina. Her name's Isabella Boylston. She's like one of the best in the world. She's unbelievable. She's from Sun Valley, and she's doing she has like a solo show 3 nights in February, and we've collaborated on something in the past, and she's asked me we're doing it together. It's gonna be my album basically with her dancing, and it's gonna be, I'm just like, I maybe have never been so excited for anything I've ever done, because she's a freak. She's unbelievable.
Will she'll be dancing right next to you while you're singing?
Yeah, so we have to work out the details, but band will be like at the back of the stage.
Yeah.
I'll be probably off to one side, and then she'll just have the stage to dance. And it's going to be like
that's really
kind of the
interesting.
Bad Together album in dance form, and then me singing live. So I'm really excited about that.
This is fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That is great. Well, seriously, I speak for Kristen Bell as well.
Yay.
We're totally cheering you on.
Thank you so much.
We're so happy that we know you, and thank you so much for coming by the Backhouse.
Yes, thanks so much for having us.
RobCast friends, seriously, there you have it. Rozzi in the Backhouse. Grace and peace to all of you.